What's up, family? Welcome back to Truthville USA. I am Q. So guys, if you guys aren't going back and watching previous videos, you guys might be missing out. So a lot of the stories I'm going to be covering here in the very near future will be tied to stories that I have talked about, because those stories are now starting to take place. There's things happening. And as they happen, I want to make sure I bring them to you. A couple of weeks ago, I talked to you guys about Letitia James and her essentially threatening the Supreme Court. If you guys remember me talking about the lawsuit that was brought by Andrew Bailey, the Attorney General of Missouri, one of the greatest attorney generals in the country, I might add. He brought a lawsuit against the state of New York, both naming Letitia James and Alvin Bragg. For one, and also Judge Merchan. He said that they were infringing upon the rights of the people of the state of Missouri to hear from their presidential nominee. So essentially saying that by setting the sentencing so close to the election, that they were not allowing the people to have confidence in who they were voting for. He argues that the state of New York is not only infringing, but interfering with the election. In addition to that, he argued that by having a gag order on Donald Trump, it took away not only Trump's rights, but also the rights of the people of Missouri to be able to hear Trump's side of the story. For Trump to have an opportunity to defend himself and explain himself in order to get the votes of the people of Missouri. I thought they were great arguments. I wasn't sure how the Supreme Court would see them. And so the Supreme Court ruled on it. They ruled on whether or not they would grant a motion to hear it, and they decided no. Letitia James let them know in no uncertain terms that this was state sovereignty. They did not have the jurisdiction. This was between Donald Trump and between Alvin Bragg, and she essentially told them that they needed to butt out of it. And I really didn't think that the Supreme Court would take to that type of language. But as you guys know, the Supreme Court is under an incredible amount of fire right now. Not only from Letitia James, but from Joe Biden himself, wanting to essentially vilify on a national scale the Supreme Court of the United States, essentially calling them partisan, saying that they are in it for Trump. So obviously I could see the Supreme Court not wanting to involve themselves with this case if there's any way to kick it down the road. Now, interestingly enough, while they were all in unison about whether or not the case or the complaint should be brought to the Supreme Court, and they all said no, interesting enough, Sam Alito and Justice Thomas broke from the other justices, saying that there is a case there, and that case could and should still be brought, just not necessarily in their court. But they thought that the merit of the case was solid, which is actually encouraging to me, because I don't know that there is a more brilliant legal mind than that of Justice Thomas and Justice Alito. So I hope that that Mr. Bailey, that Attorney General Bailey, will continue this case. Unfortunately, in this regard, it seems as though Letitia James has won this battle. I do not believe that she will win the war, but as far as this battle goes, she has found herself with a small victory. So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you feel that that Bailey has a legitimate case? Do you feel like this case is infringing upon your rights to hear from Donald Trump and to hear the truth from his mouth? I'd love to hear from you. Comment below. I'll see you guys next time. Be blessed.